What not to do in your 20s. Drink, smoke, drugs. No, seriously. Let's get into it. What not to do in your 20s and what to do in your 20s. Now, most people in their early 18s, 19s, 20s, especially the male genre, as in myself, they think that you gotta grind, hustle, work super hard, like, that kind of like hustle mentality. And I'm not saying that's bad. Yes, you should work. You should do focus work, as I've said in previous videos. But the work that matters the most in your 20s is the shadow work. The stuff that people doesn't the stuff that people don't see. What I mean by this is cutting off toxic friends, cutting off toxic relationships, getting away from your family that's toxic, um, getting away from your toxic mentality. Those kinds of things, the invisible work, are what pushes you forward the most. And I'm not saying you don't have to be proud of your achievement, or I'm not saying don't achieve things like making more money in your 20s. I'm not saying don't do that, but the shadow work is very important early on, because if you don't do that now, it will haunt you for the rest of your life. But if you do that now, the stuff people don't see, that mindset of believing in yourself. I know it sounds cheesy, but at the end of the day, manifesting is really truly about believing in yourself. So that shadow work, eating right, skincare, like all that kind of stuff, that shadow work, that stuff that you don't flex, you don't put on Instagram, that's the stuff that really matters in your 20s. And and don't do, like, people always say enjoy your 20s, enjoy it. Like, yes, you should enjoy your 20s, but I always hear that coming from washed up old boomers, sorry to put a label on them, that are alcoholics and they've worked for their whole lives. Don't take advice from people that aren't in the position you want to be in. Why are you taking advice from people that have worked jobs for their whole life when you want to be an entrepreneur, when you want to be free, when you want to be a musician, when you want to invent the newest phone, when you want to be the own a restaurant? Why are you taking advice from people who have worked for somebody else? So when people say, "Oh, enjoy your 20s," nah, enjoy your 20s by doing something that you love, but also feels like work. But let me rephrase that. It doesn't feel like work when you're doing something that you love. So enjoy your 20s by putting in that work and having a fulfilling adolescence. Like, I don't know what you'd call that. Like, you're you're almost like old, but you're not really old. Do the work now. Enjoy your, like, if you want to get drunk or whatever, do that when you're like 30, when you have that money, when you don't have shit to do. Right now, this is about fulfilling who you want to become. Don't be partying on the weekends all the time. You should be putting in that work. For me, I make music. On the weekends, I should be enjoying the process of making music, or doing something more productive, like playing a sport, going on a hike, going, stuff like that. Stop partying, stop doing drugs. That shit is not fulfilling. Enjoy your 20s. What does that even mean? That is the stupidest saying I've ever heard. That shit gets so old so quick. Like, that is just pure FOMO. It's like, oh, everybody else is partying, so I'm gonna go and party. Enjoy your 20s. That's bullshit. Don't do that in your 20s. This is Enjoy your 20s in a different way, is what I'm getting at. Enjoy it by having a fulfilling life. Go on a fulfilling holiday. When you're going out to do something fun, go and do something fulfilling rather than just going and getting drunk. If you want to go to the club and dance and have a good time, why don't you go sober? Don't do it all the time, because you should be using your time more wisely. But don't be like these people that are washed up, 65 years old, still working a dead-end job. Get to work. Get to that focus work. You don't need to be working, grinding 8 hours a day on your passion. You just need to have focused work, and your mentality has to be right. And that's what I'm trying to achieve with these videos. I'm trying to achieve more self-confidence being in front of the camera. I'm trying to help you guys achieve your dream lives, because that's what I'm trying to do with these videos, achieve my own goals. And I feel like my mentality is there. I have the mentality now to achieve everything I ever wanted. And now I'm trying to help other people do that, even though I'm not in that position where I have the credibility per se to say like this stuff, because people always look at credibility online, but you never see people in the struggle, or not the struggle, but in the process of getting what they want, getting what they desire, talking about it. So I'm in the same boat as you. You might be trying to look into this spiritual stuff, this enlightening stuff, this kind of stuff to help yourself grow. So that's what I'm here for. We're gonna grow together. We're gonna get this bag together. But I'll see you in the next video. Tell me what you think of this. I'm working on speaking. I'm working on myself in front of the camera, all that good stuff. So peace out. I'll see you in the next one. Hope you like the light.